Last night on MasterChef Australia.
Do you understand?
Matt Moran's boot camp sent 5 more hopefuls home to do the dishes. Tonight, Maggie Beer lights up the room.
It's ridiculous.
I think it is too.
And with the first 6 spots in the top 24 up for grabs,
I want to be wearing that apron.
it's game on.
My worst nightmare.
Mad, hectic rush.
Some will triumph
You're a good cook, huh?
and some will fall.
Terrible.
But only one will leave everyone lost for words.
And John, can I just say, I don't think anyone has ever done this.
At this stage, 10 people have already gone home. I'm feeling pretty fortunate to still be in the top 40.
Walking down Turbine Alley, not knowing what's going to happen. No one had any ideas.
Welcome, everybody. 10 contestants gone already. This is what the competition's all about. From 50 to 24 in a blink of an eye. The last few days, we've lost people. There have been eliminations, but today's different. 6 people will be going through to the top 24 from today. For those 6 lucky contestants, you get one of these. Your ticket to the MasterChef kitchen.
Gary held up the MasterChef apron and I thought at the end of today, I want to be wearing that apron.
Now the big question, how do you get your hands on one of those beautiful aprons? You have to conquer one of MasterChef's most unforgiving challenges. And that challenge is the pressure test.
I'm normally not too bad under pressure, but for something that I'm not familiar with, I can crumble a bit.
You know the deal. The pressure test works like this. Same dish, same time limit, and of course the same ingredients. Now with the sweet, always comes the sour, but we're also looking for the 10 least impressive dishes of the day. Make one of those and you'll be in an elimination challenge tomorrow.
I don't want to be part of the bottom 10 at all. Like, no one wants to be part of the bottom 10. My whole body and mind is just absorbed in the task ahead.
The pressure test is all about you following a recipe. But with 6 of you going through to the MasterChef kitchen, it's no ordinary recipe. We've brought in someone who's very dear to our hearts to set the recipe for this challenge. It's someone who's one of our personal heroes, and I know the personal hero of a lot of you. This person cooks beautiful food, but what she does is she infuses it with love and honesty. She is one of the most valued members of the MasterChef family. She is Maggie Beer.
The whole room just lit up when she came through. It was sunshine coming through. It was amazing. It was great.
Maggie is like a mother to me. She's like my mother that I don't have. I lost my mother 10 years ago and she's filled that gap for me in my cooking.
Marie, what's it like to be standing in the same room as someone that you obviously hold as such a big hero of yours?
It's ridiculous.
I think it is too.
Marie, I reckon you should come over and just shake her hand. Just say hello. Go on, say hello.
I can't think of any other time in my life that I have felt so exhilarated and excited.
Maggie, I think it's time to show the guys the dish that's going to put 6 of them through to the top 24. Shall we?
Yes.
Maggie dear, she's about to lift the cloche up. Don't make it sweets, please.
Ready? Three dishes.
Oh. She opens it up. My worst nightmare.
So we have a little lemon curd tart, a sour cream pastry on both with almond frangipani and nectarine, and an apple and extra virgin olive oil and rosemary dessert cake, and verjus sabayon to go with the cake.
There's not only 3, there's even a tasting sauce. That makes it even worse.
Come on up. Maggie, what are the pressure points here? What can go wrong?
Definitely the pastry. Don't overwork the pastry. It just has to come together, nothing more than that, and make sure you rest it.
That pastry, it's just like the texture. It's so thin.
So thin on that one?
Yep.
Think about what you have to start first, given your time frame. And the last real tip, I think, is when you're making both the sabayon and the lemon curd, make sure you cook it enough, but don't overcook it.
You've got everything you need to put up the perfect Maggie dish. Look behind you, it's a country kitchen. You've seen, you've tasted, you've got the recipes.
You'll have 2 hours to cook the dish and to plate it up. Then the 4 of us will taste it. But you should know that you'll have to share your ovens. So you need to have a plan of attack. There are 6 places in the top 24 up for grabs. And your time starts now. You'll have 2 hours to cook the dish and to plate it up. But you should know that you'll have to share your ovens. So you need to have a plan of attack. Your time starts now.
Come on, guys.
Today's going to be a really intense day. We're all working from Maggie's recipe. Obviously, there were 4 dishes there, so there was a lot to get through. The apple and olive oil and rosemary cake, and sabayon, and the frangipani and nectarine tart, and lemon curd tart. And we only had 2 hours to execute all the elements.
Started on the olive cake, making sure we've got meringues, creaming the butter and the sugar, a little bit of flour, a little bit of almond meal, and then folding the egg whites into the mixture over the top.
For the cake, I poached the apples first, moved them into the tin. I prepared my batter while they've been caramelising, so I pour that on the top.
Matt tells us that we can share an oven, but Alex and I decide to take it one step further and share all of our ingredients.
Yep.
Oh no, bowl bring to a high heat. Hang on. Rosemary, put the rosemary in. It's probably not normal for 2 competitors on an individual dish to work together. However, we felt that let's just do this properly and use our time wisely, because we knew it was going to be a push to get things plated up within the 2 hours.
Right from the start, I think Nick and I decided pretty subconsciously to work as a team. We just want to try and get each other through, and then we'll concentrate on things that happen after that. Did you want a couple of my bowls, and then you can separate mine into a different...
I've already got that. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I was aware of Nick and Jess behind us, and they had been working as a team from the start, which is what gave Dan and I the idea to combine forces and work as a team.
What a day. 30 minutes down, 90 minutes to go. Come on. Come on, guys.
This
so much camaraderie in the building today. I mean, look, you know, they're sharing ovens, which is great. They're supporting each other. But what's interesting is how many people are teaming up. It's going to be interesting when it comes down to judging their dishes.
It comes back to us as judges, doesn't it? I mean, we might give one a higher score than the other, and egg will be on our face.
John, how are you, mate?
Hey, George, how's it going?
Good, how's it all going?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Maggie dear, excited that she's here?
Yeah, I am. Being a Barossa boy, I obviously know of Maggie. My name's John Hughes, and I'm a winemaker from the Barossa Valley. I've got slight cerebral palsy. Slightly affects my mobility. My biggest concern about being on MasterChef is timing. There's no way I want to be treated any differently in this competition.
Half of you haven't got your puddings in the oven. There's 1 hour to go. You're on that highway to Trouble Town.
We heard we had an hour to go, and I started to actually panic a little bit because I really should have been a lot more advanced than what I was. The next thing for me to complete is the sour cream pastry, which I'll use on 2 different dishes, the lemon curd tart and the frangipani flan.
Hayden, how are you going?
Just up to making the sour cream pastry.
I was thinking that is the softest pastry I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really wet.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about it.
So what you got to do is you got to rest it, and then you roll it.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's the most important thing.
It's not a pastry I've used before. Usually when I make a pastry for something like that, I use short crust, and it's quite easy to work with. My name's Craig Alistair Young, and I'm a cellist with the Queensland Symphony Orchestra. I also arrange, orchestrate and write music. Desserts are my passion. I think the thing I love about desserts is the reaction I get from most people when they eat them. To me, it's the finale of the meal. A lot of the techniques, pastry and anything to do with eggs or egg whites, this is what I do.
Got the pastry rolled in the fridge. Next thing to do was the lemon curd. The lemon curd tarts. Juicing the lemons, separating the eggs, keeping the yolks, mixing the flour in, getting that all into a fry pan and making the lemon curd. Big issue there was just making sure it didn't curdle. So low heat and just whisking the entire time.
It was mad, hectic rush. There's people running around everywhere.
Have you got a rack over there?
This is nothing that I can ever describe.
Yeah. Go, just take that.
I decided to pull my puddings out of the oven and let them rest on the wire rack. Let them cool down first before I take them out. Let them cool down first before I take them out. Drop one.
Unfortunately, when Alex pulled out our first cake, it just splattered on the floor in a mess. There was no way of retrieving it, and there was no way we were going to serve something that had been splattered on the floor.
Is that your cake?
Yeah, it's one of them. We're a team, so we've both used we both using the same cake.
So you're going to be serving up Chelsea's cake?
I don't know whose that is, to be honest with you. Chelsea, which one is it?
The cake. Don't talk to me right now.
No, you guys are supporting each other, but it's going to be really hard to judge if we don't know who made it.
George tells us that he was concerned about who actually made the cake. So at that point, I realised that we're going to be judged together.
There's nothing much we can do. I'm not going to let him serve up nothing. And so we need to, we've both helped each other in every step. So it's a joint effort, and as much as it's one of our cakes, we just have to share. There's nothing we can do. I'm not going to let him serve up nothing.
So my cake's out of the oven, and I was thinking, why am I doing apples for? What are they for? Then I realised they're supposed to go on the bottom of the cake. Oh my God. Whatever, I'll just, shove some apples on the plate and see if I can get away with apples.
that burning?
Oh, it is too. That's gone.
Why don't you concentrate on the curd tarts?
Yep.
And then I'll concentrate on the frangipani tart. The frangipani flan was quite tricky. You're going to roll out the pastry?
I'm rolling out the pastry.
You needed to roll a sour cream pastry to 1 millimetre thickness, which is very, very thin. And to get the frangipani mixture to the right consistency, as well as cutting the nectarines beautifully.
A little taste of Maggie Beer's country kitchen behind us and 4 delicious elements of a dessert to make. You've got 30 minutes to go.
I'm worried. I'm extremely worried. I just can't see my dish coming together. Things are going wrong for me, both with the cake and with the pastries. I hadn't even thought about doing the Savannah sauce.
Where are you up to now?
I've got my pastry, I've got my egg yolks.
So you need dry flour and baking powder and sift it in and then pour the oil in.
Oh, okay.
So just start again with that.
For me to impress Maggie, it's really important. When it comes to cooking, I can do anything anyone else can do, but at my own pace. But being in a pressure test, I can't work at my own pace.
Maggie, what a day. I mean, these guys were so excited when you walked into the room. But now, can I say, we're under a half an hour to go and there looks to be some disasters out there.
Yes.
You know, they talk about your food being simple, but come on, let's not kid ourselves. There's some technique there.
There's some technique. The thing that I'm most worried about is the pastry. They're unsure of the pastry, and this is a really simple pastry. I don't think they've chilled it enough, and I'm a bit worried about the timing.
To do my pastry, I'm not quite sure what was going on, but it just looked like bubble gum. And I knew that I was in deep trouble.
For 6 of you, this is the first day of the rest of your life. You have 5 minutes to go.
5 minutes left to go, and I still don't have a sabayon. So then it's, separate the 2 eggs, get the sugar in, get the sabayon going, whisking like a madman with the leftover poaching liquid.
The key to this sabayon, I think, was to make sure you really controlled the heat. You didn't want it to get too hot so that your eggs would scramble, and you didn't want it too cold that they wouldn't thicken.
I get it to a point where it tastes good and it looks good. So I run to grab a jug to pour it into. And when I come back, I'm thinking it looks a bit thicker than it should be.
Turn the thing, turn the dial, turn the dial all the way. No, this one.
Yep.
I'm at the bench with Chelsea, and we decided to blowtorch my tart.
I'm serving it in the bloody stupid tin.
I forget to put the flame out, and it goes straight onto my pack of sugar and just shoots up, and everyone's like, water, water. Our bench is definitely the place to be today. There was a lot going on, a lot of action.
You know what they say? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You have 1 minute to go.
I had the pudding done, I had the sabayon done, but then I had this ugly strip of frangipan with the nectarines and this ugly strip of lemon curd. It was missing the pastry.
You've got 10 seconds to go. 9,
8,
7,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step away from your benches.
Well done, guys.
Well done, guys.
It was a tough challenge. It was a tough challenge.
Well, what a pressure test that was. We've had fires, we've had collaboration. Who would have thought that a lovely, simple country plate of 3 desserts set by the loveliest woman in Australia could be quite so evil?
I am so sorry. I am.
It's a key moment for you right now because we're sending 6 of you straight through to the top 24. Remember, we're looking for the top 6 dishes, but we're also hunting down the 10 least impressive dishes. And for them, the risk of going home. Now it's time to taste your dishes and to see who's wilted under that heat and who has risen like a fine souffle.
Chelsea, Alex.
I knew that they were going to be harsh in judging us. However, I thought maybe, seeing as the cake splattered on the floor, that they might have a little more lenience towards the fact that there was absolutely no way of salvaging that cake.
Own up, why are you up here together?
We're up here together because one of our cakes fell on the floor, and we did start our recipes at exactly the same time so that everything could go in the oven at the same time, so we wouldn't be opening and closing the oven.
Did you share any other ingredients?
No, we shared the Sauvignon, but we both didn't.
The Sauvignon. Yeah.
The Sauvignon?
Yes.
And the pastry?
The pastry was shared as well.
Okay, so you shared the cake, you shared the Sauvignon, and you shared the pastry. It wasn't a team challenge. This was an individual challenge where you had to share the oven. So how are we gonna judge this? How do we do that? It wasn't a team challenge. This was an individual challenge where you had to share the oven. So how are we gonna judge this? How do we do that?
Judge them together, I think.
All in, all out?
All in, all out.
Yeah.
All in, all out.
Okay.
You're missing the galette with the nectarine,
Yes,
which is a
my
shame,
fault.
so we can't count that in. The Sauvignon needs more cooking. The tart, mine's raw.
Yeah.
That's raw. Jointly, Alex and Chelsea, fine effort for the cake. And 0 for the other elements for me.
I did let myself down, and regrettably I did let my partner down, who I was working with as well. It's not a good feeling.
Jess, Nick, we've called you forward together. Why do you think that is?
At the beginning of the pressure test, I think we sort of come to the idea of maybe doing it together.
So effectively, we could really be tasting one of these. Yeah? They're the same elements on both plates. Look, tart shell is great. Flavour of the curd is good. So the question is going to be whether the quality of that is enough to just keep your nose out of the bottom 10.
Cleo?
I think the brulee's really worked.
That's a memorable lemon tart. Memorable.
Thank you.
I've always loved cooking, and I love everything associated with cooking. So to get some acknowledgement it's amazing.
Albie.
The cake's undercooked. It's kind of gooey at the bottom. Dan and Alyssa, could you bring forward your dishes together, please?
The lemon curd tart is raw. Guys, it's a disaster.
Next up is Seamus.
There's a slight pastry fail involved, but I put up what I could.
Is that raw frangipane?
That's raw frangipane.
Thank you so much. I don't think I will. Next up is Mary.
I didn't manage my time well enough. It was more of a case of disaster chef rather than MasterChef.
So, how do you judge that?
Massive fail.
Michael, please come forward.
By the time I hear my name called, I'm about ready to have a heart attack, I think. So it is really nerve-wracking.
You're a good cook, huh?
I hope so.
And the sabayon, just great. That combination, just as I imagined it. Proud of you.
Thank you very much. Well done, big boy. Top job. Thank you, Meg. Back to your bench.
The next dish we'd like to taste is Adam's. The hero is that lemon tart that is so thin with the pastry that when you put it in your mouth, it goes from being crisp and short to just evaporating. Marie?
I think you have taken the lemon a little too far. It's a little more dense than I would like.
I have some really commendable elements of that dish, and it makes me kind of excited to see how you would cook without your hero breathing down your shoulder. Kate.
The frangipani and nectarine is really good.
If you just brought us that, and we just lost that over there somewhere, the sabayon tastes like scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs and dessert don't really go. Hayden, it's your turn now.
Can I say first, I love the presentation.
Let's just hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Fingers crossed.
There's no pastry on there.
No.
Okay. Try that. I'll tell you why you should try that. Have you made a sabayon before?
No.
That is how a really good sabayon should taste.
Absolutely.
Just like that, all right? So just remember that one. That's really good work.
Thank you. Impressing Maggie Beer with my sauce, and she loved the way it was presented and the whole look and the taste. It's just, this is amazing.
Next up is John. John.
I'm not going to present, guys. My food's not standard to present to my friends, my family. I'm not going to present to you guys standing here today. Well, make wine, well, cook for my friends and my family. I produce quality. I put my heart and soul into it, using my own time. Today, you gave me a recipe, but time-wise, I was out of my depth.
You sure you don't want us to taste your dish? You want to put yourself straight through into the elimination to the bottom 10?
Yes, I will. I'll do that, for sure.
And John, can I just say, I don't think anyone has ever done this. No one's had the guts, the courage to say, I'm not happy with that, I don't want you to taste it. And I think that's an amazing thing to do. Gary, ever cooked a dish in the restaurant and then thrown it away?
Yep.
George?
Plenty of times.
Maggie?
Absolutely.
John, you're in pretty good company. George, you know you want to do it, just go.
I want to give you a hug.
John, thank you for your bravery and thank you for your honesty. You can go back to your bench.
When John came up to the judges without his plate of food, it just showed the courage of his convictions.
The integrity that he showed was pretty profound.
Craig, would you like to bring your plate up to the tasting table?
This dish could be your passport into the top 24. How much do you want that elusive apron?
I'd love it. This is such a dream of mine, and this is one that I can see taking me forward to the next part of my life.
Let's see if dreams can come true. Craig, can you give us a moment, please?
From the moment that the four judges started conferring, I could see something was up. You just have no idea whether everything's right.
Craig, normally you'd be made to wait to find out your fate. We're going to do something unusual. We're going to give you one of these right now.
I was not expecting it. I wasn't really focusing on that part of the challenge. I was just focusing on the cooking. So to get an apron was, incredible.
Whoops, I can't even tie it.
Take a bow, my friend. Take a bow.
Craig, you're the first person through to our top 24. That means there are only 5 places left to be given out today. Now you can walk over to the hallowed ground reserved for people who will be going forward to the MasterChef kitchen. Well done.
I reckon I've got a pretty good chance of doing well in this competition. And I do think I've got enough skills, and hopefully we'll learn more, so I reckon I can go a long way in this competition.
said at the head of this challenge, we were looking for 6 people that will go straight through into the top 24. Craig is our first.
Standing in the group knowing that there was only 5 more spots available was very daunting, and I could feel the energy around us.
First name, front and centre. Michael.
This is a dream that I haven't stopped thinking about. Ultimate dream of being the next MasterChef. This is the closest it's come. I'm in with a shot now, you know, I'm there. It's the loveliest feeling I've ever had. It was sort of better than your first kiss.
Next up, straight through into the top 24. Kate and Hayden.
When my name is called out, I really wasn't expecting it.
It all sort of sinks in, and the next minute Maggie Beer's running out with the MasterChef apron. We were like, wow, is this real?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 more to go. Next person through. Adam.
Gary calls my name out. I gave a little bit of a fist pump, and I'm in the competition, and I'm here to stay. It's an amazing feeling, winning that chef's apron with the MasterChef logo on it. I've come here to learn, and to learn, I know I have to be in the top 24.
Adam, what's going to be different about your approach, your attack in the top 24?
All I want to do now is just take it to the next level, put the blinkers on, and win the damn thing.
Imagine the relief these guys are feeling. There's only 1 more spot left in the top 24 today. This person cooked a dish that is truly worthy of a top 24 place. That person is... Cleo.
I hear my name. I can't believe it. Knowing that you're in the top 24, there's a sense of achievement. The apron means a lot, and I'm really, really happy that I've got it.
Cleo, my darling, I think everybody likes you. Do you want to give her a hug? Just a thought? Go on, do it.
Having the rest of the guys cheering you on and supporting you, it's amazing how close you become with people so quickly. And that's been one of the nicest experiences here as well.
Well, Maggie, thank you for that devilish pressure test. Any advice for the remaining 34 contestants?
Absolutely. Organise yourself. Think clearly and calmly and work really, really hard. And you two could be there.
Maggie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maggie Beer, she just exudes that sort of love and affection for not only food, but the people that also love food and the people around her.
That was the sweet news. Now for the sour. Whose pressure test dishes didn't cut it?
I'm really, really anxious waiting for the bottom 10 to be announced because I really don't want to be in another elimination challenge again.
If I call your name, please step forward. That was the sweet news. Now for the sour. Whose pressure test dishes didn't cut it? The 10 least impressive dishes of the day. If I call your name, please step forward. John. Seamus.
I'm just really hoping that the dream isn't over yet. I'm going to just do whatever it takes to get through tomorrow.
Albie. Mary.
I'm very determined to stay. I'm not ready to go home at all.
Dan. Elisa.
Today was a terrible, terrible day, so I just want to turn that around tomorrow.
Jess. Nick.
Two spots left in the bottom 10. My name hasn't been called yet. There's a smidgen of my heart thinking, if they say my name, they're going to say Alex's. If they say someone else's name, it's not us.
Chelsea.
I've been up for elimination twice before. Looks like I'm going for a hat trick.
Alex.
The 10 of you let yourself down today. You put up the least impressive dishes in the pressure test. Tomorrow you'll face an elimination round, and 4 of you will go home.
The look on your faces, all glum and down. Tomorrow's an elimination day, sure, but it's a fantastic day. Another chance to cook. Guys, go and get some sleep. Good night.
I'm really worried about the elimination round now tomorrow. I've obviously put myself in it. Ready to face the music.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
There are 2 very different paths that you can follow.
The contestants have a choice to make. Try their luck on the ocean.
We could potentially not catch anything on the boat.
I'm not sure that I've made the right decision.
Or wait and see what's hiding under the cloche.
Now I feel like we're all going to be punished.
What's under your bloody cloche? That's what I'd like to know.
What is that?
What is it?
Is the devil you know really better than the devil you don't?
Did your risk pay off?
I should have gone fishing.